Welcome back to the second video of 24th module on Skills of School Counselor, Evaluating Skills. The learning objectives of this video are: get a better grip in evaluation process and understand various evaluation models. The evaluation process. Any counseling program or intervention involves strategies to be implemented and the expected results. The strategies are the activities that are aimed at bringing changes in the student's behavior, knowledge, skills, status, and then functioning level. Results are the outcome aspects, which are specific and measurable. Evaluation process needs assessment, formative and summative evaluation, source of evaluation research in validity, that is instrumental, internal, and external, choosing evaluation designs, choices of and computational methods for descriptive and inferential statistics, writing evaluation proposals and reports, disseminating information, and research ethics. Evaluation serves two broad purposes, one of which is formative evaluation, that is done during the implementation process. It tries to generate information on the suitability, effect, and success of the intervention and helps in making needed changes to achieve the desired result. And the other is summative evaluation, which is carried out after the intervention is completed and provides concluding data about the overall success of the intervention. Stages in evaluation process. As noted earlier, in a counseling program, after the assessments are completed, the counselor proceeds to design or plan and implement a program or an intervention. After the implementation, the effects of individual or group intervention, guidance services, and counseling programs are evaluated. Evaluation process involves 4 stages. First is program planning. This stage in evaluation is important since the intervention is designed to address the needs of the population served based on the finding of the needs assessment and service objectives. Program planning involves choosing specific counseling methods and strategies appropriate to the population served and also finding the needed resources, which includes resources, personnel, supporting staffs, facilities, and special materials. In such process, both result-based measurable interventions and methods for measuring the results are planned. Some of such assessment tools can be pretest, post-test instruments, performance indicators, and checklists. Also, evaluation can include observable data, available school-based data, and interviews with the client, parents, or teacher, observation methods, as well as the document reviews. Second is program implementation. Program planning is completed. Implementation of the plan, intervention, or programs are initiated. This stage can also be referred to as formative evaluation. During this stage, the counselors will be able to identify any discrepancies between the plan strategies and the actual effect of them. If any discrepancies are found, needed changes can be made accordingly. Third stage is program monitoring and refinement. As the intervention or the program initiated proceeds, counselor may need to make alterations based on the response and feedback from the student and other interested parties. This is an ongoing process to ensure better quality and improves the possibility of achieving the set goals. Fourth, outcome assessment. As the planned program or intervention is completed, summative evaluation is done to determine whether the targeted goal has been achieved. To determine this, data are collected, analyzed, and interpreted. Counselors with less research skill will have to get help from experts, or they can use a computer software program that does the dissemination of the evaluation results. Principles or practices. The American Evaluation Association has developed 5 guiding principles for evaluators. They are systematic inquiry, competence, integrity, respect for people, responsibility for general and public welfare. Systematic inquiry implies the necessity in use of standardized technical database investigation for accurate and credible results. Every counselor must be competent in evaluation skills. Integrity and honesty are of utmost importance in the practice of a counselor. Equally, the counselor should not fail to show respect for the concerned people and assume responsibility in utilizing the evaluation and its finding for the general public welfare. Additionally, the Joint Committee on Standards for Educational Evaluation 1994 has put forth another set of principles for educational programs to be evaluated. These guidelines emphasize on the four aspects of evaluation, and they are utility, feasibility, propriety, and accuracy. Utility implies that the counselor provides useful information to the students. Feasibility refers to the way that the evaluation is to be conducted, which should be realistic, practical, and efficient. Propriety indicates there is legal guidelines and ethics that a counselor is expected to follow, with the focus on the betterment of the concerned people who will be affected by its results. For accuracy of the results, use of a design that is technically strong and applicable is recommended. Evaluation models. Program evaluation models offer a structure for conceptualizing and carrying out an evaluation. Each model emphasizes on different components of evaluation process and helps counselor to design and conduct evaluation according to different needs. Though there are various evaluation models, let's look at 5 commonly used models. First one is experimental model, which is also known as field trial, which involves assigning individuals randomly to a treatment group and a control group. The variations from one group to another are identified through the relevant outcomes. Appropriate number of randomly assigned participants can minimize pre-existing variations among the groups, as they can contribute to the outcome. The usefulness of this model is that it can show the cause and effect. That is, it can provide empirical based on the possible observable outcomes of the intervention. 2. Theory-driven model. Unlike experimental model, theory-driven evaluation model not only analyzes the outcomes but also the process or the procedure or the strategies that are hypothesized to have contributed to the result. Thus, this model takes into consideration the conceptual framework or the program theory. It is also identifies the link between the program theory and the results. In another word, program theories explain how the program aspects contribute to the outcome. Previous research and evaluation results and the perspectives of the people involved into the effectiveness of the program makes important contribution to the program theories. The evaluation analyzes the possibilities of whether the program worked, what contributed to it, and how it worked and when it worked. The evaluator must possess adequate knowledge about the content of the program or the intervention to be able to analyze the theory and help the involved parties in finding out the prioritizing questions related to the evaluation. Third, Stuffel-Beam's context, inputs, process, product, that is CIPP model, focuses on the program context, input, processes, and products. They provide various information while the program is ongoing and also provide summative findings at the end. This model helps in improving the program rather than simply evaluating the final outcomes. 4. Patterns Utilization Focused Evaluation Model provides useful information to the program personnel and the involved parties. In this model, all the interested parties are actively involved throughout the evaluation process. Evaluators collaborate to find out evaluation questions which can change at any point of time during the evaluation, to ensure that the more relevant components are examined through evaluation. According to utilization-focused evaluation, success of an evaluation depends on how much the results leads to program improvement. Fifth, the last model is the empowerment evaluation model, which is also client-centered. As the name suggests, in this kind of evaluation, the evaluator or the counselor helps students to conduct their own evaluations while the counselor serves as a coach or facilitator. This model emphasizes on training the involved people on conducting evaluation, analyzing their own practices, and improved programs. In this video, we have discussed about evaluation process, different types of evaluation models. In the next video, we will be focusing on evaluation skills and implications. Thank you.